but every year they keep expanding. Our company, we spend 500 billion rupiah, which is 50 million US dollar this year and next year, just to increase our DOC production by 50%. The problem in the past, when I was the chairman of GPPU, which is the Breeding Farm Association, we got more than 102 company who grow parent stock. After the Asian crisis, now the company is dropped only less than 20 companies. So at that time, there are a lot of standalone breeding farm and there are a lot of standalone feed mill. Now, the capacity of feed mill is much more than the capacity of the breeding farm, so everybody expanding in the breeding farm now. I mentioned to you before, this is the official data, probably different from US grain. This is the Indonesian production, and this is the imported corn in Indonesia in 2004, 2005, and since 2008, the number of import has been reduced significantly because the price of corn has been very good, and a lot of farmer has switching from growing like rice to corn, because corn make more money than rice and then other commodity. This is the price of corn in Indonesia, local corn compared to the import corn. You see the imported corn is much more expensive than the local corn. This is in rupiah per kilogram, the 4,000 rupiah per kilogram, meaning about 400 US dollar per ton CIF Indonesia, because the Indonesian corn price is the American corn price plus the premium, and then plus the tax, and then plus the local handling. So almost double from the US corn price. And then normally the farmer like to use local corn, because local corn is more fresh. So it's strange in Indonesia. People like to buy chicken with yellow skin, you know. And normally imported corn, because it's a year stock, we have to add corn gluten meal to make it yellow. While if we use local corn, we don't need to add corn gluten meal to make the skin of the chicken yellow. The left graph show you about the broiler consumption. Currently, this is live consumption, live chicken consumption. Currently, our consumption is about 5.3 kilogram, which is still very low, which is around 4.8 kilogram in dressed chicken. Compared to Malaysia, is already more than 30. Singapore more than 30. We still 5.3 kilogram per capita per year. And we got more than 200 million population, so every kilogram of per capita consumption increase is 200 million kilogram chicken required. If you see the Indonesian per capita income, which is right now 2,300, we believe within the next 8 years will be 3,000. It will change the consumption of animal protein like chicken dramatically, because chicken is the cheapest animal protein in the developed area in Indonesia. So if you see the source of animal protein, the biggest part still since Indonesia is a coastal area, the biggest part still seawater fish and all kind like squid, prawn, and everything that come from the sea. Broiler only contribute 12% of the animal protein for Indonesian people. But the opportunity for broiler to grow is very big. Still, if the infrastructure in the other part of Indonesia is being developed, more and more people are gonna grow broiler. Here's the challenge of a company like us in growing broiler in Indonesia. In 2004, we faced a badly AI disease in Indonesia. The number of chicken that infected is a lot. And finally, our government decided to vaccine all the chicken. We are the first company because at that time OIA, instead of vaccine, they required to stamping out the chicken if some area got AI disease. But in Indonesia it's very difficult because the population is very dense. If you have to stamping out the chicken, probably you need to stamping out the whole country chicken. So the government cannot afford to give compensation to the farmer. Instead, we learned from China. China already also at that time already vaccinated the chicken, but it's not legally. But the government tried to make it legal, so we vaccine the chicken. Now the standard code for OIA has been changed following Indonesia move. Every developing country is mandatory to vaccine the AI vaccine to the chicken. But we have to live with AI forever. It add up the cost of growing chicken. Apart from we have to add the cost for vaccine, the biosecurity has to be more tightened also. And the problem with AI, the virus always changes. And now if there is no disease, probably the virus has changed in less lethal way. But we expect someday the virus will change into the lethal way, hopefully not. If that's the case, it's going to reduce the demand of poultry industries in Indonesia. So the risk is still there. Then the raw material tend to increase. As I mentioned to you before 2005, in Indonesia, if we talk about corn price is around 100 to 130 US dollar a ton. Now the corn price will never go lower than 200 US dollar a ton. The price of raising live bird in Indonesia in 2005 only 6,000 rupiah, which is 0.6 US dollar live. Now it's already 1.1 to 1.2 US dollar live. The problem, as I mentioned, but the price of the demand is very sensitive to the price. So up to some level, we cannot pass the increase of our costs into the consumer. That's going to be the risk in our industry. That's why most of the players in this industry right now already start thinking how to switch or to reduce less corn and soya in the future by using enzyme and so on and so on. Or try to use local raw material like cassava or other raw material which is available in Indonesia and cheaper than corn and soya. Because we always believe that corn and soya, just a matter of time, the price will be high, especially when the demand for bioenergy become more and more. The other problem in Indonesia also the distribution of wealth. In Papua, we got one of the biggest gold mining in the world, Freeport. But the distribution of wealth, mainly all the money and everything is still being brought to Jakarta. So the head office of Freeport in Papua still in Jakarta. So the economy still grows in Jakarta, in Java. So the government right now try to promote all the head office will be in the operation area. If that happen, I think it's gonna improve the distribution of consumption in Indonesia. Like Kalimantan has been the biggest coal exporter probably in the world now because China doesn't use much their own coal. But Kalimantan has lack of electricity. Almost every day the electricity down to 3 times, for instance. We are one of the biggest gas exporter, but we has less electricity, so it's very difficult for us to attract foreign direct investment because if they want to invest in Indonesia, they have to invest in electricity also, in genset, for instance. And the other thing.